Hey, this is Ed Lucero. I'm going to give you a quick introduction in Tackable so you can actually see what it's like. I'm going to click on the icon, and what Tackable is essentially is a location-centric social search. It matches a location-specific request with someone who's on the scene. So let me just show you real quick, and we're launching the app. It says I've got photos. So essentially, I've put out a request at a specific location, and that request sits out like a beacon at that location, and other people using the app who happen to be in that location would post based on that request. Lets me see something that maybe where I'm not at or something like that. Now, jumping right in, just showing you right up front, it shows you the featured tags, and this is the nearest featured tag. And featured essentially is content that we're highlighting. You see different things that are featured here. Most of them are in California, San Jose, California area. And this is a featured tag right here. If I want to get some more information, traveling SJC, you know what that's about. Well, this is someone named David F. who put out a bounty or a tack request saying that I'm flying out of San Jose International Airport next week. I heard they bunch of new terminal reservations. What's going on there? You'll see a karma point point system that sort of acts like a bounty. We could pull up the map and see where this location is in relation to me. One of the other interesting things is we could see how many photos have been submitted to this particular bounty and which ones have passed. You could see there was a 9, meaning there was 9 people who submitted, and 6 have passed the user's sort of criteria of what they're looking for. This is from Jonathan S. looking at Terminal A. It's the old terminal actually, but this is essentially what someone contributed to that particular request from this user. We built in a lot of social functions, so this acts a lot with a lot of sort of social incentives going on. If I happen to be there and I wanted to contribute to that, I would tack the bounty, and that would open up the camera app and let me do that. Dogpile essentially is like in Facebook or other places where, hey, this is a cool bounty. I like it. I want to contribute some of my karma onto this bounty here. And again, that's one of those sort of social things that you could add to that. That really sort of get the app engaging. So that's the bounty side. And if you look at some of these things, some of these have the generic white tack, and some of them have special tags here. Some are sponsored, and some have sort of unique qualities. Nearby, you can search nearby and look at some of the things nearby happening around me. It becomes an interesting sort of reverse social search. You actually are measuring demand of information at a particular location, besides just saying, I'm here. We can take a look at a map view, and it's showing some text nearby. Now, what we hope to do is get enough users on here where it really sort of drills down and looks at specifically things that are sort of walkable around me. We've got about 25 users on here, and you can see some of them have placed tags around this area. These guys with smiley faces right here, one of our favorite things, actually that's showing some featured tags. So again, it's an opportunity to highlight certain things that we think are pretty cool, or opportunities for sponsorship down the road. We could jump to anywhere. Be really interesting sort of to jump to New York, and I could do that, but it'll take too much time. And show you, hey, what are people looking for in that location, and also see how are people responding to that particular tack that was placed on the board. So these are the different sort options. That was the map. Let me show you real quick. This is me. And I placed a tack which acts like a beacon out in Sunnyvale. Now, anyone who happens to be in Sunnyvale at that particular location that I've picked will pick up on this. Will pick up on this request beacon in a way, and they'll see that hey, I'm looking for pictures of the old town area of Sunnyvale. Heard they improved it a lot. What's going on? Is it worth my visit? I put a karma value bounty of 4 on there. No one's dogpiled on top of that, so it's still 4. But I could see. Remember when I first opened the app that. It said, hey, you got 2 new photos, and I've got 16 total. Well, I can go in and see, hey, what are the 2 photos waiting for me? And this is one of the photos. Looks pretty interesting. It's just a photo. We can sort of pull that up and see where it is on the map and location, and a little description of what the person wrote about it. And that looks pretty fair. So I can approve that. And what happens is, if you're paying attention, is that you become the moderator of content, essentially, and you actually act as a content filter for that particular bounty. So anyone else who happens to be near Sunnyvale and they're just, taking a look at what are people looking for and asking for, and they're interested, they say, hey, that's pretty interesting. What's going on in Sunnyvale? Yeah, that is interesting. And they look, and I've actually pre-filtered the content. So what we're trying to do as well is raise the quality of content by sort of user-generated qualification of that. Again, one of the things I talked about is the whole social thing, social side, and some game mechanics behind it, which is this whole idea of karma points. And the other thing are these tacks, and you actually earn tacks, you collect tacks, and that sort of highlights your particular requests on the board. It could grant you special privileges, like for example, maybe get you up on the featured board for a couple hours in a day. Some are just cool color graphics. Instead of just a pure badge system that sort of just sits there in your chest, you actually use this and actively in the app. Um, so that's the quick overview. Hopefully that was enough just to get you a taste. Just give it a shot. It's super cool, and thanks for listening.